Okay, this is a new one for me. Um, as you can see by the crawl that I forgot to take out, I the sound on this, it was absolutely horrible. It kept telling me these predict kind of things. I've no idea what was causing it. I've no idea how to get it out. I tried and I tried and I tried, and it just did not work. So I thought I should do something like this. Because I really wanted this video to be put up. It's the player test build. I only get a couple of days to even record these things because they last for like a week and a half and then they're gone. Um, so I came up with an idea that I could talk about why I why I like this game so much, why it's different to what else is really popular these days. You know, you likes of Call of Duty and Fortnite and that. Yeah, and the main reason for me is because it's tactical. It doesn't rely on me suddenly snapping to a small hitbox or seeing people from the other side of the map who are trying to kill me in one shot with a sniper or anything like that. My reaction times, they deteriorate with age. That happens with everybody. I'm not, excuse me, I'm not 22. I'm, I'm somewhat older than that. But there are a lot of other YouTubers that talk about a mind game in this, and that's all it is. Really, it's a mind game. It's doing the right thing. It's about making mistakes or not making mistakes. There's there's an expectation with some people that you should be able to escape every time, or you should be able to get the full kills every time. And yes, you kind of should, but it's not going to happen because you're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. Even this far into this video, we're now 3 minutes 25 in, including the preamble. I've made several mistakes already, and and no doubt so is the killer. So no doubt so is every other. And there's another injured survivor there. That's a mistake. You get hit. That's a mistake. You fail a skill check. That's a mistake. You run the wrong way round a loop. That's a mistake. It's about forcing your opponent, in this case the killer, to make more mistakes than you, and for you to try and make as few as possible. And it's just flat out not possible to make no mistakes. You are going to make some. Um, but yeah, it's make as few as possible. And if you can record what you're doing. It's not. I, I've found a lot of improvements. Might not show it, but at least I can spot where I'm going wrong by when I'm watching these back as I'm editing them. You know, it may be hindsight as well because I can say, oh yes, this is going to come up, and yeah, and then I can say, oh yeah, well I made a mistake there, and that was a severe one because I got caught and that was their fault. And And where do I go with that? There's um, I had this all planned out. Yeah, it's a game like this doesn't necessarily rely so much on your reaction time. I mean, of course, it might make a difference, but you're talking. I mean, if somebody's reaction time was 100 milliseconds faster than mine, was that going to make any difference right there? No. What made the difference was that I'm looking round and I can see it. There, I didn't hit the pallet early enough, and you got me. There's a mistake. So I've done one thing right. I've made one mistake. I shouldn't have been stood around there, to be quite honest. You know, why are you waiting for? Why am I waiting to stun the killer? I should just get away, surely. Now this guy, the killer here, is making a mistake by sticking around me. There's three other people I can see. One's doing it. Doing different gens. One's leaping round to try and get me. If this was survival revenge, I'd have said, "No, guy's camping me. Don't bother." At times, mistakes are unavoidable. It doesn't mean you shouldn't make any. I mean, take a perk, Nowhere, no one escapes death. There are loads of people on the forums that have complained about that over times. It's a crutch perk. It shouldn't be allowed. It should have a cooldown or something. It's cheap. You should expect it coming. You know, by the end of this match, I should know what those killers' perks are. You can have four, and really, I should be able to work out what they are. And if you can't, there's a mistake. And if you're not expecting NOED or something else that will only trigger once all the generators are done, then you're making a mistake. You should be expecting everything. Conversely, really, the killer should be able to work out every perk that every survivor's running. It's less practical. It's less likely that you're going to work out 16 perks instead of 4. That's a lot to keep in your short-term memory, maybe. It's it's just one of those things. You're not going to have the perfect game. You're not going to play in a perfect way. Whether you can or can't keep all that in your memory, that's not down to the game. That's that's your own failing, really. And I could say that's a failing that just about everybody's going to have. Because I sure as hell wouldn't even be able to remember 16 perks for the duration of this game. Excuse me. But that's how it goes. People complain about the trapdoor. It's an RNG thing. It's given the last player a free kill for bad play. Again, there we go. No, Ed, we should have expected that. I don't remember if I was expecting it, to be quite honest, but I think I might have been the only one that escapes this. But really we should have been countering this all the way through the match by cleansing the totems as we see them. So ideally, there shouldn't be a lit one there anymore. That's the survivor's mistake. That happens. I was talking about, yes, the trapdoor, the hatch. It's one of it's just another, to me. It's just another life lesson that you could get lucky and escape, and you don't deserve to, because you were playing terribly and you just happened to find the hatch, or your team was playing terribly and just happened to find the hatch. That that's the thing. And then the same for the killer side. You could consider it a punishment that even though you were playing brilliantly, that last person just happened to find the hatch before you did. You know, you can't get the perfect game. You can't always win. Even though this guy did. But, there's mistakes made everywhere. Are they, is it reasonable to expect people to not make the mistakes? No. Am I being picky? Maybe. But do you need to be picky? You, yes, it's harsh, but that's how it goes. This isn't an easy game. It's a tough game. It's a struggle. You you have to fight for what you do get from this, for the points you get, for the escapes, for the kills. You can't just expect it to happen. You can't. There's no advantage with being 18 or 16 and being able to just click straight away on a target. Your superior reaction times, in my opinion, don't have as much of an effect. I mean, the difference between, is this another mistake coming up? That was a lit totem? Could that have been haunted ground and then we're all exposed? Is it? Yes, it was haunted ground. She shouldn't have touched that totem. Is there a mistake? Yes. Is it a mistake you could have avoided? Well, you could have left it and possibly make another mistake by then leaving knowed about. What do you do? Again, it's about making as few mistakes as possible. And sometimes in a case like that, you're make, to avoid one mistake, you have to make another. That's life. There are occasions where you can't do right for doing wrong. It happens. Yeah, this is a tough game. This is a struggle. You have to work for it. This is why this is why I'm still bottom of the ladder. I think I'm ranked 20 or 19 as a survivor. It's partially because I don't get to play enough games during the time to rank up enough that when the reset comes around, it's the 13th of every day. Well, it's the 6th today. So this time next week, my rank's going to be reset. I'm probably 19 with one pip at best, and bang, it's back down to 20 again. It's I'm experienced, but I'm not amazingly talented. I can't believe that I've talked for over 15 minutes on this. Is there anything else that people complain about? Camping and tunneling. They're mistakes. But you've got a trade-off here, especially with camping, because I played this game just a few weeks ago, and I'm still surprised at some of these things. Yeah, camping somebody's hook. Some people don't like it. Yes, it is a legitimate tactic, and it's because I mean I can see it from a killer side. I do play killer somewhat, nowhere near as much as survivor, but I can see why some people do it. It guarantees that one kill, and it should guarantee you get no others because in the time that a hook survivor will go from first hook all the way through to sacrifice, the other three should be able to do most of those gems. But generally, well, even if you're at a full survival defence group, you generally don't. You try and get the rescue. Now, is that a mistake? In a way, in one way, it's a mistake to camp a hook because you should be, you should be getting, you should be going after the other survivors because when you're chasing them, they're not doing tens. But by standing there, the other survivors try and attempt to rescue, and they're not doing tens. So I can see that as a legitimate tactic. It's not something I'll ever do, but I can see where some people come from. If and if you see a survivor being camped, is it a mistake to go and get the rescue? Well, maybe. You're wasting. Well, you're spending time trying to. You're spending time trying to rescue somebody when you could be ensuring that the other three escape. So again, it's that's a case of trader mistakes, making one to not make another, and and then that's a situation forcing people into making mistakes because if you really if you was really going to camp somebody, then what the other three survivors should do is rush all the gens, get out. Simple. I don't know how long does it take to go from. See if I can look this up actually. Um, what time 2.5 seconds. Now that's death time on hook. Each major hook stage is last 60 seconds, so 2 minutes total. This will of course speed up if survivor tries and fails their 4% escape chance, doesn't struggle on the second stage. You're using Monstrous Shrine and it's a basement hook, etc. From Lexi Logo. A Dead by Daylight discussion on Steam. Okay. So then on that, DVD generated at airtime. Or deficiency penalty. No, that's not what I want. Yes, the site uses cookies. Locating, deficiency penalty, skill checks, dozens of races. No, that's not what I was looking for. Yeah, default time to complete a generator is 80 seconds. So, 2 minutes is 120 seconds. Three people could have 3 generators done. I mean, looking at perfect efficiency there, providing you only started doing generators when when the fourth survivor gets hooked. You could do 3 individually and a fourth or 3 together, while the killers camping one person. Is that so? Yeah, camping's a legitimate tactic. You should do it all the time. Again, well, going on at the extreme end of organisation there, but is that? That's the maximum possible. I've seen. Oh yeah, I'm round 20. Most often, I've seen that. No, they don't go. They don't go off and do generators. They just stand. They try to rescue you. If somebody's going to camp me, this is why I wish there was actually some kind of communication in the game, and I can say, don't get me, do the gens. Guys camping, leave me. I'm fine with that. I don't care. Oh no, that's man. Does Boosted Boy escape? I don't think they do. Kind of find the hatch. That's a big disadvantage now because Killer patrols the exit gates. You only got to find you once. Yeah, there's only you left. And the Blight is a speedy. Excuse me. The Blight is a speedy killer. And there we go. There's the trapdoor. This is a situation where the killer's in a good advantage for having found it first, because you know where this guy's going to be. It could one of 2 places, and then where they're going to go. We're getting near the end, so if if I'm not making any sense, then say something. If you agree with me, say something. Again, I'm not expecting everyone to be perfect. I'm far from it myself. I actually found this a bit easier than I thought I was going to. And I shall see you in the next one.